About 3 weeks ago, I walked up to my boss, turned in my badge, and went home without a job. I got laid off. My position was terminated. And I know this is car channel, but what happens in real life changes what happens here. The last time you saw me, I made a deal with my fiance. Either I finish the Miata in time for our wedding or I sell it. I posted that video and then disappeared for months. So let me catch you up because a lot has changed, including the name of this channel, but we'll get to that. First, we need to address if I completed the challenge. Now, technically, the car runs and drives. It even has seats. But if you saw it, even if you heard it in person, you'd think it's ready for the scrapyard. Technically, I never defined the rules of the game. If we break down what I said in the video, if I don't get this done in time for the wedding, I'm gonna have to sell it. You could say that I did it. I got the Miata running again. But by the spirit of it all, I think we know I didn't. So where does that leave us? As it turns out, planning a wedding really feels like a full-time job. I underestimated the work it takes, and in short, I didn't have time. The full story, however, puts a bit more context into my decision to step away from the channel for a bit. So our wedding was a Punjabi Bosnian fusion. My wife's Punjabi and I'm half Bosnian, half Indian, which means it was a whole week of events. Every weekend was dedicated to wedding planning instead of working on my car. In the middle of all the planning, we also flew down to San Diego for our good friend's wedding. But from that, we came home to a list of tasks that somehow got longer than when we left. And then on top of that, I had my job, and work decided to pile on in true chaotic fashion right after that trip. So my career is as a product manager. I like to think of it as a director of a movie, if the movie was software products. I figure out what tech to build and then direct the team to build what software we need. When I started my role, I was given a huge project, and I was excited. I worked on it for months. But about a week before my wedding, I presented my project to be handed off and heard back from leadership that they wanted more changes. So I said, no problem. I can work fast. I can adjust. A week before my wedding, I start pulling 12-hour days because of the last minute changes that they asked for. At the end of the week, I handed off what I thought was a solid project for someone else on our team to present. I closed my laptop, didn't think about it. I was done. Left to get married. We went to Mexico, which was where the wedding was. And from there, I was able to watch Bosnia beat Italy to qualify from the World Cup. Keep that in mind, it's important. So our week kicked off and we all had our heads in the sky. I mean, the wedding week was everything we hoped for and more. We got married, we cried, we partied. It was perfect. All the meanwhile, Miata was sitting at home. Since the last month belonged to the wedding, I had to negotiate for some extra time on my car. I figured I'd catch my breath. I mean, we were absolutely winded, and get myself back in the garage. Then my first day back at work, my day job, they dropped a bombshell on me. They pulled my project, my manager moved teams, no answers to what's happening. And then I asked, what am I going to work on? Couldn't give me a straight answer. It just felt like it was all over the place. Looking back, the writing was on the wall, but I thought I could fight it. I figured since I knew how things worked better than most of the team, that if I just pushed a little harder, they'd be able to see my value. So for about 2 months, I was finding my own way, picking the tasks that I do, finding places where I could improve things. Zero direction from anyone, really. I was basically fending for myself. So this is beginning of June. The World Cup still coming to Seattle, and Bosnia was going to play here. So if you know anything about me, you know I'm pretty active in the Bosnian community. I volunteer frequently, engage with the community wherever I can. I decided to organize events, and then I also pivoted my clothing brand Rush Culture to make World Cup gear for Bosnia. Every free hour I had left ended up going to these projects. I really was doubling down and focusing on those. Bosnia made it to the round of 32, and we lost to the US, but what we saw was a glimmer of hope of what this team could become. For my brand, I ended up selling out of everything we made. I mean, we had thousands of Bosnians show up, and for just a brief moment in time, I felt like I was part of something greater than myself. And I think at the time, I needed that feeling more than I knew. Because July came right after that, and a few days after I had to take the hit of Bosnia getting eliminated, layoff announcements started to hit the news cycle. And so it just felt like, hey, take this L over here. Here's another one for you. And it was my turn to get laid off. I packed up my office that week, left. I'm not going to pretend that the past few weeks have been fine. I still feel like shit. I'm thankful for the severance, but every time I look for jobs, all I saw were companies racing to ship AI slop, and I don't think that's what I'm about. I care about making good products. I care about making someone's day a little bit better because of something that I built. The career that I thought I had felt like it disappeared overnight. So I did what I do best when trying to avoid impending doom. I told myself at the beginning that the channel cost too much and I need to think of something a little bit faster. So I dug up some old coding projects from the back burner, tested some things out, but nothing ever felt like it clicked. So I started complaining to my friends a little bit about it, explained my pit of despair, and one of my friends, Becky, reminded me of something that I think I'd forgotten. I've been making videos since I was a kid, way before the cars, way before my career. This was the thing that I always came back to. And he told me that, hey, now that you have free time, why not try going all in? I mean, this guy's believed in me since the beginning, and I really appreciate him for it. Now, that's not saying that I need to give up on the job search. I think I still need healthcare. I still need benefits. I still need pay. I have bills. But I think that I should be going all in. So here's the plan. I want to post every week, maybe every 2 weeks if life gets in the way. And I can't promise that they'll all be Matt Armstrong quality, but I can promise that I'll take you along with me on the journey to show you what I go through, how I figure things out. But the main thing is that I want to be able to share that with you. You'll get to see all of it. And my BMW isn't safe either. It has a body kit just waiting for it and a list of projects I want to do that make the daily feel unique to me. Oh yeah, one more thing. I mentioned that the channel has a new name at the beginning of this video. So it used to be called Kame Society. Now I officially want to be Dilber Adam. On some real talk, Kame Society came from Kame House from Dragon Ball. And I never really felt that attached to it. I felt like no one could spell it. They didn't understand how to search it. And it never really said what this channel is about. It sort of pushed on the idea that I want to do only Japanese cars. But I love all sorts of builds. I want this channel to flow wherever the builds take me. Dilber Adam is just me. And that feels right. In the words of James Pumphrey,
I
love you.